All right, everybody, welcome back to WFO's 12 Rigs of Christmas, and today is a Toyota day. So we're sitting here with AJ and Breckin, and we're going to talk about Breckin first and then pan over to AJ's a little bit later. So Breckin, how long have you worked at WFO?
I've been here for about almost 2 years now, I think.
So this is our next generation coming up. These kids come in, and I found the right guys that kick ass, and Breckin is one of the guys. Where do you work?
Half-time with Judd in the CNC shop and then part-time in the manufacturing shop.
And what are some of the parts that people are buying from us that you're helping make?
Shock towers, radius arm kits.
And then in the
CNC, all our shims, tube inserts,
misalignment spacers. So
everything.
he runs the Haas lathe and the Haas mill.
Yep.
And this was kind of your project that you took on. And where did you get this truck?
From you.
So it was really exciting for me to see these younger guys come in and have the same passions that we had 18 years ago. I mean, in 2003 when we started this shop, what were we looking for? 88 Toyota pickup. What were we doing? Solid axle, dual cases. Well, guess what? The next generation is doing the same thing right now. It's awesome to watch. Something that shows how old I am is I actually went to high school with Breckin's mother, which is awkward, but luckily, you know, I never dated her, so we're good, right?
That makes it less awkward.
Yeah,
right?
Otherwise it'd be real weird. And she's married to one of my good friends, Eric, that is your dad.
Yep.
And he's been pushing you along on this thing. So the story of this truck is you bought it from me, right?
Yep.
So this truck was actually in a field right at that house in the back behind the tree. And the guy who owns the ranch developed all this property. They bought this truck brand new, and it was cherry when you got it, wasn't it?
It was pretty cherry.
And it still is cherry. So tell us what you've done to this thing.
Well, cut the front end off. It was IFS originally and put a Toyota axle under it.
So this is just like an 85 Toyota axle, actually probably an 84. And you used our front box drop.
Yep.
You even put a piece of aluminum back here to really make it pop. And then this has our frame plates, correct?
Yep, our frame plates.
Shock towers, and then it's got our U-bolts, our U-bolt plates, and then just got the trail gear high steer, right?
Yeah.
Trail gear high steer, running 37s. How tall are the springs on this thing?
It's a 3-inch spring in the front.
3-inch spring, trying to get it low.
Yep.
On the rear, what'd you do back here?
Did the Chevy 63 swap, which I used our kit for that.
Yep. And then just U-bolt flip, standard shock.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Nothing crazy.
And sitting super low on 37s.
Yep.
And pay no attention to this right here.
Yeah, ignore that part.
That the day he got it built, one of his own friends rear-ended him, so that was sweet.
We'll ignore that.
Yeah. So this is original paint, original patina, runs perfect. Let's look under the hood. And I don't think you know how lucky you are to have a truck this clean. How do you open that thing? There we go. So tell us what you did under here.
Well, we did an air bead compressor, put a yellow top in, and then did the PSC hydro assist kit.
And what a lot of people don't understand is, come on over here and look at that, Matt. What's that? That is a air compressor. This truck has factory AC. You're not going to find a truck like this with factory AC. Then you did PSC reservoir.
Yep.
Box, and then you got the cooler right here in the factory bumper, right?
It's the PSC pump. It's a stock IFS box.
Okay, perfect. So, you know, a lot of people can see him driving around town with a rooftop tent on this sometimes, and that's something I don't really enjoy with this younger generation. I don't get it. But I will tell you, you use your tent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're done using it, you take it back off.
I don't cruise around with it.
Last weekend you had the tent on, you got home, you took it off, right?
Yep.
Is that how it should be with these Overlanders?
I think so. I don't want to cruise around with the extra weight.
I wouldn't
either. Down.
How long does it take you to unbolt it?
10 minutes.
So anyway, the rest of the stuff going on in here, you have Toyota dual cases with stock gears, right?
Yep.
So that gets them in the 5-to-1 crawl ratio through the transfer cases. And then what ratio in the axles?
529s in the axle.
529 axles, and he did ARB in the front and a Grizzly in the rear, I think.
Yep.
One thing that he did on this truck, come on over here and look real quick. We'll move over to AJ's in a minute. This is a little tip I'm going to give all the Toyota guys. So you see that front driveline? So that is a long slip front driveline, but up top here, it just has a single U-joint. And then on the rear, we have a CV up top and then single U-joint at the bottom. So when we build these trucks, we'll take the factory front CV drive shaft and just have it retubed and put it in the rear, and then turn the pinion up for good pinion angle. Then we take the stock one-piece rear drive shaft with what we call the long ears, create it to the long slip, put it in the front, so it's U-joint to U-joint. This allows you the strongest front axle and gives you up to 45 degrees of angle. Little trick I learned in NAM, you know what I mean? So besides that, PSC Hydro Assist, badass truck. Thank you for putting in all the hard work and being a hard worker. I appreciate it.
Thanks for giving me the truck.
It is hard to find kids like you these days, and you're no longer a kid, so.
Nope.
He's a race car driver too. All right, let's go check out AJ's. All right, so this is AJ, and AJ also works in the CNC machine shop and is now transitioned into the fab shop as well, and it's kind of a jack of all trades. How long you been working at WFO?
I'm almost at 9 months.
9 months. So AJ was another perfect example of a young kid that came in, wanted to work, didn't know what he wanted to do, but said, I don't care what it is, I'm going to show up at 8, I'll do whatever you want. And he is not joking. He swept the floors, he cleaned up, he's not afraid to get in and get dirty, and you just can't find guys like that, so we really appreciate having you here, by the way, AJ. In fact, he got some sort of a promotion, the fact that we fired our cleaning lady who cleans the offices, and now he does that. So he has the hustle. He stays after work and kicks ass and does that. Not one single other person in the shop was willing to do that, even on shop time with me paying him. So that shows a lot about his character, that whatever it is, you want to get it done and make it happen. And so this truck is kind of an example of that, right? So when you got this truck, it was not in good shape, right?
No, not at all. It was pretty beat up. I mean, dents everywhere, just thrashed. It was spray painted, 4 different coats.
Did you buy it yourself?
I did, yeah.
Worked for his money, bought it. All you kids take notes. Your parents don't just give you shit. So you kind of went after it. It already had the solid axle in it, but it looked like crap, right?
Yeah, we tore pretty much the whole truck apart at least once or twice just to.
And on one of these rebuilds, I remember hearing a story that the original engine blew up on you, and you had a trip coming up in a couple days or a week, and you need to get a new engine in it, and you guys did that, right?
Yeah. So I actually
So let's look under the hood
pretty
here.
Quick.
So you blew the engine up in this thing, right?
Yeah, it was too rowdy in the beginning, so I actually ended up buying a mini truck from the high school that I lived by.
How much did you pay for the mini truck?
$400.
So $400, you bought a truck with a good engine.
Yeah, good motor. It's out of a 92, 30,000 miles on it, and then.
And a 92 22RE is not set up like an 86 22RE. This is an 86. So you guys had to basically swap everything off of the 86 onto the 92, right?
Yes, in 2 days so that we could go to Fordyce.
All night long. That's what you do. You hustle, you get the work done so you can go out and play. Nobody else helps you. So this all looks clean, runs good now, right?
Yeah.
And you've gone through the axles, gone through the suspension. So in the front you have just standard trail gear high steer. You got 529 gears, right?
529s in the axles, yeah.
And 37s, just like Breckin.
37s, yeah.
And open diff in the front for now.
Yes.
Until your boss can pay you enough to get a front locker.
Yep.
And this is something you guys are working on right now, is this exo cage, right?
Yeah, the exo cage. That's
So
in the process.
this young crowd is awesome to have at the shop. After work, they stay late, they get together, they bend tubes. You better tell the camera who's helping you build this thing.
I got Andy helping me with the cage, Fruit Fly. Big thank you to him. He's been kind of
So
killing
they've
it.
been staying late. They're trying to make it really tight. They're kind of going off of how Blake's cage was. They did a radius bend on the window, which is kind of new. And then kept this really tight, and then came into the fender and into the frame, so it's not obnoxious. So it's still a work in progress, but I really like what you're doing with the exo cage.
Yeah, it's coming out good.
Another thing that I'm super impressed with him is, tell me about this paint. Like, did it come this color?
No, so it was spray painted pretty bad, and I was like, I wanted to start my cage, so first step I wanted to do was get the truck painted. So just spent a weekend sanding it down completely with primer, and then took it to one of my dad's buddy's house and painted it with a spray gun myself.
So, I mean, you took the initiative to sand it all down, clean it up, and painted himself. I mean, I painted my first car in high school, and it was a project, and now you know what kind of a project it is. It may not look perfect, but you did it yourself.
Yeah, I love it.
And I really appreciate that, getting after it and getting that kind of work done, and that's why he's working for us. So 63's in the rear. Now, I saw something in here. Look at that rear differential. That looks like it's not a standard rear end, is it?
No, it's not. It's a T100 axle that's actually been kind of modified. It's got an E-locker, so it's selectable.
So you got a selectable locker, T100 E-locker. So at least you got the rear end locked up.
Yeah.
And this thing doesn't just get you to work, right?
No, she'll party when she wants.
Yeah, so right after you got it done, took it right up to Fordyce and wheeled it, right?
Yeah, that was...
Which is exactly what Breckin's dad and I used to do a long time ago. You work all week, you get it done, you leave Friday, you go up there and you have a great weekend. Do you have a rooftop tent for this as well?
Not yet, but I plan on getting one.
Oh my God. Are you going to drive around with it on your truck?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm going to make sure that these guys only put the tents on when they go four-wheeling, because it just gets awkward. I can't have you fall into that overlanding crowd.
Yeah, no.
So hope you enjoyed AJ's truck and Breckin's truck. And remember, 12 Rigs of Christmas goes on till the end of the year. The code is 12 Rigs to get 12% off. And we'll see you on the next one.